Hi everybody, I'm Kelly Porath with Blue Rose Interiors, and this is your 2-minute design. Today I want to talk to you about art height. The majority of the population thinks that this is actually higher than it really is. Gallery art hangings are anywhere from 58 inches to center to 64 inches in center. For our purposes here, eye level is 64 inches to the center of your art from the floor. Now that's going to be bang on for the majority of the population. I'm 5'4", so for me that's pretty much ideal. If you're 6 feet tall, that might be a couple of inches too short for you, and you might have to average it out with the people that you're living with. But try never to exceed that height. You don't want to be encroaching on head tilt or too close to your ceiling. You're going to want to be watching it comfortably from wherever you are. So another consideration is, are you hanging that art in a hallway where you're typically walking through? Then eye level is probably going to be right about 64 inches for that art. Or are you typically sitting when you're watching that, when you're looking at your art? If it's across from your dining room table, most often you're going to be seeing that seated. So your art's probably going to be hung slightly lower than you would normally think is comfortable. The third exception is, what is that art being hung in relation to? If it's being hung as part of a grouping, as in this case with this piece here, then you're going to be hanging the art behind your sofa, behind your chairs, or maybe even above your sofa table, 3 to 6 inches above that item. Probably feels pretty low for you, but that art has to be working in relationship as part of that grouping. If it's hung too high, there's too much negative space around it, and now it no longer has a relationship or a partnership with the pieces that it's being hung next to. If your art's looking too small when it's hung at eye level, it might just be too small. Then don't try to compensate for small art by hanging something higher. Trick doesn't work. If you have 20 feet ceilings, then you might need to be taking up more visual space with that art scale, or hanging even multiple pieces. As you go up, consider that those pieces aren't going to be seen well. You're going to have to focus on having pieces that are either large and bold or don't need to be seen clearly. So eye level 64 inches, and making sure that you're paying attention to the relationship of your art with the pieces it's being hung with. I'm Kelly Porath, and that was your 2-minute design.